Welcome to Rotting Flesh Movie Reviews. I'm your host, Billy Pop. Today, gang, we will be talking about Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses. Very, late for doing a review of this, because honestly, it's definitely one of the movies I've seen a lot. So we'll start off with plot. Plot's about four friends going on a road trip trying to find roadside sites to write a book about. I don't know how interesting that book would be. They come across a Captain Spaulding, who is a psychopathic clown that runs basically a thing called the murder ride or something, and it's like, they go on it, and it gives a history of a bunch of serial killers, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, he gives them a map to an infamous tree where a guy named Dr. Satan was hung. Well, they follow the map, but they end up running into Rob Zombie's wife. Her name's Baby in the movie. She takes them to her house because they get, their tire shot out by somebody in the woods. So obviously, Baby and this guy are working together. Turns out they go to this creepy house. I'm guessing it's the House of a Thousand Corpses, where they meet the Firefly family. We have the mom, which I don't remember what her name is. We have Tiny, the giant retarded guy. We got Baby, of course. Rufus, Baby's brother. Her other brother, Otis, played by Bill Moseley. Yes. And Grandpa. And Grandpa's fucking hilarious. So anyways, basically the whole premise of this story is these people go to the house and they want to escape, but they pretty much can't. They get tortured and, all that kind of good shit. So, what do I like about this movie? I love the cinematography. I love the lighting. I love the choices. Like, it's kind of like a Rob Zombie music video. I will give people that. I know that that's totally one thing that it's accused of a lot. But, I mean, the visuals in this movie are fucking awesome. Okay, the visuals in this are, like, something you'd never, there's nothing like it, really. It really isn't. I love the characters, actually. This is Rob Zombie's first movie, so you gotta understand that even though he tends to make movies where characters are generally unlikable, that's okay because this is the first one that he made, so you are unaware of that's his style right now, right? It does have that one guy, too. I always refer to him as a Bill Hader ripoff. He's in, like, Hesher and a few other things. He's always in, like, indie movies anyway, but he's alright. But anyway, no, I love the cinematography. The direction was obviously, like, this was his first project. It was really good. I do have one question about it, though, because I always wondered, is this supposed to be... Is this supposed to be, like, an uncut version? Because I always felt like there should be, like, I feel like people were cutting it, like, as it was being, because he had such a hard time getting it made. I don't know, but I feel as though something's missing a lot of the time. Especially because the ending seems to come out of nowhere, and the movie almost seems like it could be real up until the very end. So anyway, yeah, I like the acting. I like the gore effects, although there could have been more for how shocking this movie was actually supposed to be. I feel like dialogue in this movie is probably more shocking than anything that actually happens. Which, I mean, whatever. I didn't care much for Rob Zombie's wife, and actually, she was okay. She was definitely hot in this one. But I didn't really care for her as a character. I thought she was overacting, which may be what they were going for. I have to admit, if she was overacting, she did a damn good job, if that was the point. I guess Grandpa kind of overacted, and Otis was probably the only one that you could tell had real acting chops. Because, Bill Moseley, I mean, he was basically being Chop Top but less hilarious. Basically, he's kind of scarier than Chop Top. Okay, so let's get into the writing. The writing here was kind of weird. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's the best. It had hmm. The rating here was like half and half. It went like from like the characters I feel like were written fairly well. Um, However, the story itself didn't entirely make sense. And there's a lot of flashes to like random scenes that I also don't really understand. I think they're supposed to be nightmares or like fever dreams, which in that sense I thought that was kind of a cool idea, you know, cuz I don't know, I just it made sense to me. I don't know. It was cool visuals anyway. But we're going back to the visuals anyway. Writing, okay, I guess. Uh Music wise, this movie was pretty fucking decent, honestly. It had some good tunes in it. It really did. You know, you start off with the song House of a Thousand Corpses off of the Sinister Urge, which I believe Rob Zombie made the song just to make sure that he got to keep the name of his movie, copywritten. But no, so you have that in the opening scene with a lot of weird fucking imagery behind it. And then on top of that, you've got Brick House. Fuck yeah, love that song. Uh, that's about all I can. Oh yeah, and then there's that. There's some really weird choices for tunes in this, but I mean it's a Rob Zombie movie. He almost Quentin Tarantino's out most of the time. Okay, so then we got. Sorry guys, I just woke up. And then we got fucking things like well, I mentioned the effects. Like lots of the effects are actually really well done here, guys. Like for the effects that were there, they were really good. And I just want to get back to the imagery. For some reason, the imagery in this movie is so fucking disturbing. Like on so many levels. Like you know, when I first watched it, I was like, yeah, whatever. He's trying really hard to be edgy, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think he was really trying hard to be edgy. I think this is actually how fucked up Rob Zombie's head is. Like, I don't know. I find that his movies, they're like scum movies. They're like exploitation movies most of the time. Even when he tries to be high class, it still turns into a scummy movie. And I love that. You know what to expect when you get a Rob Zombie movie, you know? However, this one I think stands out. I think that there's more likable characters in this movie than there are in any other Rob Zombie movie, I think. You've got the officer, the cop, who's just trying to get to the bottom of things. You got the guy, the girl's dad with the big long beard. He's likable too. Like some characters are actually genuinely, you know, not assholes and not just filthy mouthed, gross people. Anyways, I'm getting too far away from our point. Okay, so in the end, Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses is probably one of his best movies. I'd have to say, definitely up there. Can I recommend it? Yeah, I think I can. To most horror fans, I think they would enjoy it, honestly. Some maybe not, but I think most would. I do want to see an unrated version, though, eventually, if there isn't one. If that isn't it, because I always felt like that for the controversy it got, what didn't really, the hype kind of overhyped it. But that being said, I think with House of a Thousand Corpses, I'd like to give it a 7.5. I think it really truly is a really good movie for somebody's first movie. I thought it was awesome. So 7.5, that's what I think, guys. Let me know what you think about that. Hopefully I can get my editing software up and running again eventually. To be honest, this way might be a little bit better because I can get my reviews done quicker. I don't have to do nothing. I just got to talk about movies, right? So there'll probably be a lot more reviews now. Not as polished, obviously, but whatever. I don't really care. I mean, in the end, it's all the same anyway, right? So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a Gordon Lightfoot day.
That Magic Production.